Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Macabre, and welcome back to my movie library. I thought, just for the fun of it, why don't we try ranking the Evil Dead franchise? Usually, if I do these kind of things, I usually collaborate with the guys from Body Bags, but now I'm going to try doing one on my own. And yeah, the Evil Dead franchise is one of my absolute favorite horror franchises of all time. And, I'm going to have to admit, this took a while because, not easy because that's pretty much every one is a strong film in the franchise. So it took a little bit of time, took a little bit of effort trying to put this one together. Get started in just a second. If you don't mind, I'd just like to really quick show you a couple of pickups I got. Got both of these in the mail. Haven't seen them yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to them. First off, we have Samara Weaving in Azrael. So let's go. Look at that slipcover, huh? If you like slipcovers, look how glossy and everything this one is. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching this. It's got Samara Weaving, who actually is in the TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead, which is one of the reasons why, so hey. After I know, I don't even stand even half of a snowball's chance in hell, but after, seeing Samara Weaving in I haven't seen this one yet, but seeing her in, like, The Babysitter, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Ready or Not, and everything, is if I had half of a snowball's chance in hell, I would marry her in a heartbeat. But that's neither here nor there. Also got this in today. Wow, this is nice and, glossy and colorful. We have VHS Beyond. I really do enjoy the VHS series. I heard this one wasn't the best, but still, I want to wait and check it out myself. Yeah, I mean, like every horror anthology, there's some that some of the stories are better than others. Of course, there was the one with the siren from the first movie where they, the woman's like, "I like you," and they ended up making a movie based off of that. You had like Eduardo Sanchez's, zombie, kind of like POV camera in the second one. And I can't remember the one I just watched. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably sounding stupid right now, but the one where the two guys, it was one of the recent ones. The two guys, they were videotaping a witch's coven ritual and they get sucked into hell. It was from the makers of Deadstream, which if you haven't seen Deadstream is one of the best horror movies in a long time. Like found footage and everything else. It's like, oh man, if you get a chance, check out Deadstream and check out that segment in the VHS movie, where they're in hell and they're trying to get back, and everything. That one's amazing. The comedy and the horror and everything else mixed together was amazing in there. So, but anyway, so yeah, I got VHS Beyond. Can't wait to check this one out. And last but not least, I picked this up because it's just an amazing, fun film for the whole family. Just a lighthearted romp. I got Don't Go in the House. So, I know it's a joke, but yeah, I was in my local record store. I found this bad boy marked down with the slipcover, as you can see. But yeah, I had to get this, and well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to pick this one up. And normally this goes for like about $30 at least, and I found it marked down for $15.99. So I thought, why not? Go ahead and get this. I didn't know there were more than one cut of this movie, but going to be interesting to check that out. So, but yeah, I remember this is a very bleak and horrifying movie, and yeah, I got to be in kind of a mood to watch this. So anyway, so yeah, just those pickups real quick, and I'm a dipshit because it took me 4 minutes just to do that. So why don't we get to the real reason we're here today? We're going to rank the movies in the Evil Dead franchise. This is from my least favorite to my most favorite. This is not a definitive list, as Andy the Maniacal Cinephile would say. This is just my opinion, my ranking of the movies in the Evil Dead franchise. So here we go. Without further ado, I have to say, I know I'm probably going to get some hell for this, but it's just only my opinion. My least favorite in the Evil Dead franchise is the Evil Dead remake. I don't hate this movie. I did hate it the first time I watched it, to be truthfully honest with you. The first time I watched it, I just did not like it. It didn't appeal to me. It didn't feel much like an Evil Dead movie. I know some people say that's insane, but it's like, and the only thing that people could come up with was, dude, it's gory. It's like, other movies in the Evil Dead franchise are gory, okay? It's like, this isn't the only one. But just, yeah, this movie just rubbed me the wrong way the first time I saw it. But it's one of those movies, the more I watch it, the more it grows on me. I do get enjoyment out of it now. And I mean, I know some people also say too, it's like, dude, how could you not like it? I mean, for crying out loud, Bruce Campbell, Rob Tapper, and Sam Raimi came on, to produce this and everything. Just the first time I saw it, it just didn't do it for me. But over time, it has grown on me. I think the biggest thing though that kind of really bugged me was the fact, like, I didn't like the fact that before the movie came out, when we were getting word about this film, the one big thing that everybody kept talking about was the character of Mia, played by Jane Levy, and they were talking about like she was going to basically be the new Ash, and they kind of built it up that she's the female lead. It didn't bother me from the perspective of, like, okay, we went from Ash, Bruce Campbell's character, to a female lead. If anything, that was one of the things that really intrigued me about the remake, because I like that idea of, what? I like having a lead female character instead of another guy who's you know, trying to be a follow-up to Bruce Campbell. So I was really, really excited, really happy about the idea of, having a female lead, because then it's like she could be her own character. She could have her own arc. She would be interesting and fun to watch in her own way and all that stuff. And so that was the thing I was looking forward to. But then when we get to the movie, and it's like for like 85% of the movie, she's possessed. And so it's like we didn't really get much of her as a character. It's like, like we get the little bit of the, bitchy, moody, drug addict and all that kind of stuff. And the rest of the movie, she's a possessed demon. So yeah. Yeah, just this movie just didn't really do it for me the first time I watched it. But like I said, the more I watch it, the more I like it. Now when you just kind of just take the movie for what it is. And, but yeah, so I mean, I do, I have fun with it, but just anyway, so I'm sorry to anybody, it's like I said, I don't hate it. It just isn't my favorite. But, yeah, so that would be, number, what are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah. Anyway, so number 6, we have Evil Dead 2013 remake. This is probably also going to be, I think all of these are going to be controversial to some degree anyway. So, yeah, so number 5, we're going to go with Army of Darkness. I do really enjoy this movie. My mother took me as a kid. We went to go see this in the theater, and we had a blast. This movie is a ton of fun. We had a great time. And just, yeah, I mean, I do really enjoy this movie. I think it's just, the fact it does feel pretty removed from the rest of the movies in the franchise, because this one is more, there's very little to no gore in it. It's pretty toned down. This one is much more of a comedy. It's a love letter to the Ray Harryhausen movies, which there's nothing wrong with that. But just, yeah, just the vibe does feel completely different. And, Bruce Campbell is great in this movie. The character of Ash, even though he can be a bit of a prick sometimes, but, yeah, but I mean, I do enjoy the film, but, I think that's just really what it is. It's just, it just feels so different from the rest of the movies in the franchise. And like I said, this one is more action and, comedy and stuff like that. It's not particularly scary. It's not really scary at all, to be honest with you. But it is fun. It's entertaining, and if anything else, that's the best thing in the world, is when a movie is entertaining. But, the practical effects are amazing, the fun, puppetry, the stop motion animation and everything else. like I said, this movie is meant to be a love letter to the films of Ray Harryhausen, like Jason and the Argonauts and stuff like that. And, but that's not to say, I mean, I get a ton of enjoyment out of this film. But I really hope I'm explaining this better than I think I am. But so anyway, so yeah, so number 5, we're going to go with Army of Darkness. Still love it. Okay, number 4, we have a movie that was it 2 years ago now. Went to go see this in the theater, and I was just absolutely blown away by it, and just I love it. So for number 4, we have Evil Dead Rise. This movie is great. I mean, I can't think of anything really wrong with this movie. This movie is so good. There are moments in this movie that are genuinely scary. There's gore galore. Like the mom there, was it Alyssa Sutherland, I think is that character? Yeah, Alyssa Sutherland. She does a great job, like her facial expressions, everything else. This movie has moments where I was just genuinely, just knocked off my feet. The scenes like there, sorry. We have a great female lead. I would love to see if they want to do another movie with this character, I am down for it. I just really enjoyed every moment of this movie. It's like everything in it works. I mean, if you were going to do, to me, like personally, if you were going to, I think this is really what I wanted from the Evil Dead remake. You have a female, you have an Evil Dead movie with a female lead. It feels much more like an Evil Dead film. I love the idea of taking it away from the cabin in the woods and instead putting it in a kind of like a high-rise building in a city, and just playing it with that aspect of it. I also really enjoy the idea that, that this is meant to be kind of like not like a multiverse or anything like that, but this is, meant to be like a situation where, because in Army of Darkness you had the 3 books, and the idea is that this could be a different situation involving one of the other Necronomicon books. So, but just the blood, the gore, the practical effects, just everything in this movie just works for me. And it was a great experience seeing this in the theater, and just the crowd when I went to go see this, the crowd that I was watching it with, I mean, everybody was just kind of electrified by this. And yeah, this movie is awesome. And so yeah, I think, well, what's the other one called? Something like Evil Dead Burn. I think that's one of the new ones that we're getting. So, but anyway, so yeah, Evil Dead Rise. Love this movie. So there you go. Number 3, this here. I know some people may argue like you shouldn't have added that in there, but I'm going to anyway. Number 3, my favorite is Ash vs. Evil Dead, the complete series. If you haven't seen the TV series, I highly recommend it. It's awesome. To me, it's like you get everything you could possibly want out of an Evil Dead series. Glory, gory, hallelujah. This very much feels like the Evil Dead 4 that we, were hoping we would get for years and years with Bruce Campbell, and, we weren't getting it. But then we got the TV series, and it's great. It's an amazing, continuation of the Evil Dead movie, the original trilogy. Bruce Campbell, he's awesome in this show. He's funny. He's great. He's even got moments where he does some genuinely really amazing acting. The 2 new characters, Pablo and Kelly. Kelly, I think, is absolutely one of my favorite characters of all time. She is a great addition to the Evil Dead universe. I loved her. I loved her character arc as somebody who, at first, she thinks that Ash and Pablo are crazy, and eventually she ends up becoming, she becomes a badass Deadite fighter and everything, and just I loved her character. You have Pablo, who is not really sure why he thinks so highly of Ash, but just the fact that he ends up being, Pablo ends up being the best sidekick you could possibly ever want. And he has some great character moments in the series, and and like I said, Kelly too. Like in the first season, when we meet up with where is that? Samara Weaving's character, and then Kelly trying to save her life and everything. Unfortunately, spoiler, doesn't go too well, but yeah, but I just love the series. I love that they took so many. There were so many creative ideas that they did in this series, like the asylum in the second season, with the Ashy Slashy puppet. That was cool. I love the idea at one point when the car became possessed. Just I love that in season 2 when Ted Raimi came back to play Henrietta. That was awesome. Just so much great stuff in this. I love the third season when they introduced that Ash had a daughter, and the daughter character actually had a really good character arc. And when Ash goes for the final showdown, and she's like, "Dad, please don't leave me," and he's like, "Honey, I don't want to leave you, but I have to because I started this, and this is all my fault, and I need to do this and everything." He's like, "Oh man, this is so good." Then Lucy Lawless being introduced into the cast as Ruby. And just, man, just everything about this show works. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. It's awesome. And, like I said, yeah, if we were going to get Evil Dead 4, this is it, so. But, yeah, unfortunately, only went for 3 seasons. Would have liked if it went on a little bit longer, but, you know what? I'm so thankful and so grateful for what we got. And then to follow this series up with this movie, I think we made out pretty damn well, if you ask my opinion. But so yeah, my number 3 is going to be the complete series of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Trust me, it's worth it. And that was another thing though too, is that they kept the storyline tight. They kept everything, working quite well. Each episode was only like a half hour, so there's really no fat on this series. It works really well. The pacing is really good. So now we're down to number 2. I had to kind of flip flop between these two. Yeah. So this is going to be my number 2. Is the original Evil Dead. Just man, this movie was amazing. I remember as a little kid, I remember that my mother, she rented the VHS from the video store, and her and my dad were getting ready to watch it. Me and my brothers, we had to go to bed because had to get ready to go to school the next morning. But I could remember being in my bedroom trying to sleep and just hearing the eerie Joseph LoDuca music score kind of coming into my room. It's like, ooh. And then hearing some of the demonic voices and stuff like that, and then. And then like my imagination, I'm sitting there thinking about what was going on, what were they watching that I wasn't seeing. But then, the next day after school, getting to watch this and just being completely freaked out by this movie and just energized by it. And, man, we're introduced to Ash, who, he's not much of a hero in this movie, to be honest with you. That comes later, but I like that though. I like the evolution of, somebody who starts off as just as, as Bruce Campbell would put it, a sniveling college student who becomes this, evil fighter and all that kind of stuff. And, yeah, movie ended up being one of the video nasties, but, Stephen King came out, helped, gave support to this movie and everything. So this is awesome. But yeah, just, some of the effects, a lot of it holds up well. Some of the stop motion, maybe not so much, but still, just everything. This movie, it's bloody, it's gory, it's genuinely scary. Just really like the characters. Just what can you say? And this is one of those movies, like it's one of my absolute go-tos. I could sit and watch this movie any time of the day or night. Hell, I could put this on and watch it right now. I'd be fine with it. But just everything about this movie works. And I do have this on 4K, but I can't get rid of this, especially because this has all the bonus features on it, which the 4K sadly does not. So yeah, I can't let this bad boy go. So, and I don't want to either. So, because come on, look at this. So you look at all this stuff here. So you got the great artwork there. There's another one. There's another one. Tom Sullivan's great artwork there. We got the 3 discs. Got a poster. I don't hang the poster up because I got a 24 by 36 in my hallway. So don't really need that, but yeah. So, and this still seems like the best way to watch this in my opinion. It looks good on 4K and stuff, but yeah, you know, this still has that really kind of grimy old school feel to it, and I love that. So, but anyway, so yeah, number 2 is going to be Evil Dead. Now, which I think that kind of gets you to figure, okay, which one is going to be number 1, and that is going to be Evil Dead 2. This movie is awesome. This brings the Ash that we know and love. Just so much great stuff. Some genuinely creepy moments in it. The gore, you know, all the humor. I mean, come on, you know, the scene where where Ash's hand becomes possessed and he's punching himself and everything. This is the first time when Ash gets the chainsaw hand and he's got the shotgun. We also, you know, have a great female lead in the movie with Annie. You know, she's awesome. Some of the supporting characters are, even though they're annoying, they're kind of fun. You know, like Jake and Bobby Joe. You know, just some of the set pieces in this movie are amazing. You know, you got, like I said, him beating himself up with his own hand. You know, the hand crawling around and, you know, giving him the finger and all that kind of stuff. Oh man, you know, just this movie is so good. So entertaining from beginning to end, you know, and just everything about it. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, what can I say about this movie everybody doesn't already know? You know, just the music is good. The effects are amazing. Just, you know, the creativity that went into this. You know, I know everybody's kind of irritated because it was a puppet, but the headless Linda coming into the tool shed with the chainsaw and everything else, just the stop motion animation, everything with it, just it works. And, you know, just pure horror entertainment with some good humor in it. What more could you ask for? So, but anyway, so yeah, that's going to wrap up my ranking of the Evil Dead franchise. So, number 6, the remake. 5, Army of Darkness. 4, Evil Dead Rise. 3, Ash vs. Evil Dead, the complete series. 2, the original. 1, Evil Dead 2. So that's going to do it. So if anybody took the time to watch all this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That's it, everybody. Thank you for coming along. Talk to you all later.